Due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
If you're looking for the hottest podcast in the land, tune in to Two Strangers, One Podcast. Now, here's Chris and Kristyn.
Well, hello, and welcome to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kristyn. Well, hello.
Well, hello. And the beginning song, that was Omnipotence by the band Six Deep, who, what a small world it
is going to be my future brother-in-law.
The lead singer of that band.
The lead singer. The lead
vocalist.
Yes.
Is going to be your future brother-in-law, who I coincidentally met also.
Not through me. Years
ago.
Yeah,
I met him, like I said.
10 years ago?
If Battle for Ozfest was like 04, yeah, I met him like probably still in 04 or 05. And there was 2 seasons. Oh, no,
I thought it was just the one.
No, well, it was one season actually had Ozzy and his family. And then there was this main roadie called, I want to say his name was Big Mike, not Magic Mike.
I wish it was Magic Mike. By the way, there's going to be a sequel.
Get the hell out of here.
Loving it. And there's talks, I don't know if it's true, talks of a musical.
Oh, God. They
like an interactive musical. Like coming out,
dancing and
dancing on the audience. You better give me, you better give me front row tickets to that.
Just
backstage pass.
Just go to a male strip. Are there? I mean, of course,
Vegas.
New York City has Chippendales, but Rochester.
We got nothing.
Where would be the?
Honestly, I don't know.
Up here
would be like the male place to go.
There is no male strip clubs, or
not that I know,
or even go-go clubs, or whatever
whatever they call.
Even if they don't get naked, because there's go-go clubs means that they don't get naked.
I love that you know this.
Go-go clubs, they don't get naked, but you can serve alcohol.
Right, and then if they do get naked, it's a juice bar.
Yeah, if they are naked, it's a juice bar, and I think we kind of did that before.
Yeah.
But
I don't know any up here.
There's nowhere. Where are women upstate?
That's why we're all pissed. That's why women upstate are sexually frustrated and pissed.
Maybe I should start one.
Yeah, there you go. And then, but I hear Vegas is the place to go for the Chippendales, their performance there. And the Thunder from Down Under.
Oh, okay. And, well, I know, like I said, New York City has Chippendales.
Mm-hmm.
And then the funny thing is, take a shot, I'll get that nice and early in the episode.
There you go.
Chippendales is, like, right next door to Dangerfields. Rodney Dangerfield's.
I used to live by Dangerfields. Where was Chippendales?
Chippendales is, well, it was there maybe.
It wasn't there a couple of years ago.
Oh, wow.
Like, what building would it have been?
I could have sworn Dangerfields and Chippendales were literally on the same block.
Because I lived, like, literally on that first half street, and Dangerfields was right there. But I'm pretty sure we would have known if there was a Chippendales in the neighborhood.
Maybe Chippendales isn't even New York
I didn't see it there.
Okay.
I would have been there, like, every evening. Like, gonna go get dinner and then head over to Chippendales.
And you would think, especially with Magic Mike coming out, there would be places that would have male adult.
It would be nice.
Now,
that's what we should open up.
I have seen, like, there's guys who dance,
like a stripper?
There's strippers that come to your
we have
house
strippers.
And go to bachelorette parties.
Like, that is really only the male entertainment we have.
Now, the thing, just spit it out.
Oh, God, Chris! Just gonna strangle you.
Those men can get away with murder.
Oh, yeah.
With the women.
Oh, yeah.
There's no,
and we love it.
And they love it, and you won't get in trouble. Now, guys, there's a million strippers.
And they usually have their,
and there's
bodyguard there.
Big bouncers there, and, they won't let you, like, if you touch without being invited to touch, they will whip your ass, and they will. Right. Bouncers will do what bouncers do, and if you're being belligerent, because usually guys who do stuff like that are drunk.
No,
they will toss you out on your ass, and but the men on women.
I think it's because we're all giddy. I don't know. Like, there's no bodyguard, so you don't have that threat.
Well, I do say if you're invited to touch,
right?
Because there are girls who
will just
Now,
cross their arms
if you ever
and
go to the champagne room.
Here we go.
And trust me, I've been in several champagne rooms.
No sex in the champagne room.
There is no sex in the champagne room. It is creepy when you're in the champagne room and then the bouncer sticks his head in.
Oh, hey.
Because you're getting a dance and the guy, like...
You have this whole fantasy going, that's why there's a guy's face in there.
Yeah, a big, muscle-bound, jockey douchebag.
Make you feel a little weird.
What's going on in there? Is this a right destiny? Is this a right with his hands on you? Because, once again, if you're invited, it's okay. But if you put your hands on the girls, those guys are looking for a reason to kick your ass. And now, I've seen guys
get their asses kicked,
thrown out of clubs and stuff like that. And, don't get me wrong, some guys are assholes and they deserve to be thrown out. But it's just, it's funny that they could do whatever they want to. They could grind on you and do very inappropriate things, but if you lay a pinky on them, bing, that's it. And actually, some of the more high-class places, which I avoid because they're boring, there's, purposely no contact.
Okay.
And then you'll even go to the
That's not even fun.
You'll go to the champagne room, and there's still no contact.
Still no contact.
Why the hell
So what's the point?
Yeah, and it's all such a scam because you go to the club, and then the girl gets all friendly with you. Obviously, guys they're lonely.
You don't think she just likes you?
Oh, she likes me. Oh, I have this great story. My ex-girlfriend was bisexual.
Okay.
Was the best way to put it. And we used to go to strip clubs because...
That was your date night?
That was her thing.
Friday night date night?
It would get her motor running. Now, let me preface this by saying is that she was from Maryland and from a very religious family.
Oh, that's where it usually stems from, those strict families.
Since she was...
Catholic schoolgirls.
Bisexuality was in the closet. Living in New York, she could finally
be free.
Herself and
explore.
And, the funniest thing was she goes to gauge how I felt about the situation. She goes, did you ever see the play Rent?
Okay.
Because Rent is about homosexuals, bisexuals, whatever the case may be. And so that was her gauge. She would always ask people, have you seen Rent? What do you think about it?
And then if they were totally appalled...
Yeah, if they were appalled, then
she held back.
Keep her business to herself. And if not, then she knew she could reveal herself. So
I'm like that girl in Rent, by the way.
And so we used to go to the clubs. Now, I've actually got a number here and there.
Hey, yo!
But it's usually...
Slick Daddy.
But it's, you call them the next day or whatever.
It's not their number.
They're quick to brush you off. You know what I'm saying? It's like just meeting someone in a club in general where, when you meet, there's a great interactivity, but then, when the lights come up, you're oh, yeah.
You sober up. I have nothing in common with you. See ya.
So, she had gotten a number from this girl, and we were going to a place called Dreamscapes in Queens, right over the 59th Street Bridge in Manhattan. Well, from Manhattan over the 59th Street Bridge, just in there, Dreamscapes. I'm going to come back to that story in just a second. Dreamscapes shut down as a strip club and turned into a Spanish dance club.
Same thing.
Yeah, and it's funny because they kind of kept the lights and the stage and all sort of stuff.
It's just now called the Spanish Dance Club.
Yeah, I forgot what it was. I think it was called City... I forgot. Whatever. So, I'm there with my buddies. Now, I'm not a person who dances to Spanish music. That's not really my thing.
I don't know about that.
You get a couple beers in me.
I think I could see you doing a little salsa, merengue.
And so, we're sitting at a table with my boys, and my boy goes, yo, I see your mother here. I thought it was like a weird mama joke.
Okay.
I see, what, because it used to be a strip club or something I thought it was a bad joke. No, my mother... was actually there at the Spanish dance club. Apparently, she had went out with her coworkers.
Okay.
And we ended up in the same
place.
Now, keep in mind, my mom. That's not my mom's thing. My mom doesn't drink. She doesn't party.
No, she's at this old strip club / Spanish dance hall.
So when my friend goes, yeah, Chris,
yo,
I
your
see
mother.
Your mother here. I said,
what if you punch him? You're like, don't talk about my mother.
What kind of stupid joke is that? It doesn't make sense.
Where's the punchline?
And the punchline. My
Turn
mom
around,
was
there she
actually
is.
there. And okay, back. I always skew off whatever the hell I'm talking about.
Okay, so it's your mom's hangout. Now you're going there with your bisexual
well, back when
girlfriend.
it was still a strip club, we go to Cityscapes, and this girl actually gets the phone number
of one of the strippers.
And, the girl's very attractive. And, of course, what they like when you come in as a couple, because then they take you to the champagne room and they charge you twice as much.
Very
They
nice.
charge per head. And so she's like, and she got the number. Blew my mind. So she calls the girl. She asked me for permission, and she calls the girl. I said, all right, sure. Do what you got to do. So the girl is being very avoiding.
Okay.
She doesn't, once again, she, somehow got caught up, gave her number out. Now
it's the next day.
And she's not.
Oh, shit.
And like.
She's probably in school going for, like, nursing or something, and you guys are bothering her.
Yeah, and.
Nurse by day, stripper by night.
And she's telling me I called her, and I'm like, oh, okay, what happened? And so then I'm trying to tell her, I said, look, it's not what you think it is. I said, these girls are friendly to everybody.
Gotta make that money.
Somehow you cracked the code and got the number, but it's not, it's not
going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere, you're thinking. And so then we go back to the club, right? And we're there, and the girl comes up to us. Now, mind you, the girl didn't even remember who we were. She sees so many people a night. So she goes, yeah, remember I called you? And then you could see, like, not the terror in her eyes.
Yeah,
like,
but just
the dawning on, okay, how you doing, or whatever. And so, we had talked to her for a couple minutes. Then, as girls go to make money, they're not going to sit there with one person unless they're spending money.
Big papa.
So then she goes over, and not that it matters, but I'm just going to give the details. It's like this little 4-foot-tall Mexican guy.
Nice.
Now, her being a stripper or whatever, she's
doing all
being
that she
all
can
flirty
do.
with him. So
somebody get jealous?
See, guys are stupid because we have to be right,
mm-hmm.
and we love to point out when we're right when we should just shut up.
So you rubbed it in her face.
So I said, look, she likes him too. And boy, did she...
Didn't end well.
She just did not, that was
an
not...
ego bust.
I like to be right.
Right.
And I'm always...
We know,
like
Chris. No matter what.
I may not be right, but I'm never wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
And so when I kind of, rub that in her face, it just... Oh, look, she likes him too.
Look, check that out. Did you guys break up that night?
No, not that night.
But the following?
It was a very unique relationship. Like I said, she was very religious, so she came from a religious background. And obviously with the religious background, she was
torn, conflicted,
with premarital sex and all that stuff. So, even her just being with me, having relations before marriage was the wrong thing. And so she was conflicted in that.
Yeah.
She was a nutball. I don't know. I just attract crazy women.
Those are the people.
Crazy women love me. I don't know what it is. And so...
you act like you're so sane.
This was right when I was getting ready to work corrections.
Okay.
So, part of corrections, they do a background check on you. They do a psychological. And you do a physical. So I had gotten scheduled for my physical. Now my physical was in Albany, New York. So I had to...
State's capital. Woo woo.
New York City to Albany is about a 4.5 hour trip. And so I go, okay, I got the physical. Let's just say it was Wednesday. I said, I'll leave Tuesday afternoon, get there. I have to be at the place at 7 o'clock in the morning anyway. I'll get a hotel room. I'll sleep in the hotel room. That'll be my night. Let me sleep. I'll leave early. I'll be
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
But was it?
But she did not want me to go into corrections because she thought, oh, you're going to get hurt and you're going to get stabbed and beat up and I don't want that to happen to you. And so I'm in her house. And I said, let me go see you before I go up to Albany. And, of course, women doing what women do.
What?
Using their feminine wiles and trying to keep me distracted from
Was
leaving.
she just naked in the doorway, or
she
basically?
When it was time
whipped
for me
cream
to
bikini?
leave, she's standing in the doorway, crying, don't go. And I'm like...
Smack
and
a
now,
bitch.
mind you... I had
get a hold of yourself, woman.
This was the brief period in between I was a correctional officer in Pennsylvania and being a correctional officer for New York State. Now, the first part of the night, she thought, okay, let me wear him out and he'll sleep and it'll be, which, you know, I happily engaged in the first part of the night. And I'm looking at my clock, it's like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, if I leave right now, I can make it to Albany on time. And once again, I tried to sneak out the door, she woke up. And it's not like I'm leaving her, I'm going to apply for a job with good benefits. And
sneaking out, she wakes up.
She's literally, like, I had to, like, get her out of the way of the door, you know, and...
Go to bed, honey. Go to bed.
That's borderline, you know, abuse or whatever. You know, like, I'm going to put my hands on you. Get out of my way.
Don't ruin this for me.
And so, all that being said, I got out of the house.
You made it?
Now, mind you, the first part of my night I was physically drained.
Yeah.
And now...
You gotta go do this physical test?
In the middle of the night to Albany.
Yeah.
That night, or that morning into the night, there was a really bad rainstorm.
Why not? Why not throw that in there?
And let me tell you, I sit here and I talk about like how I'm an atheist, and I was raised very, very Catholic.
Right.
But let me tell you, when the rain is coming down in buckets and the wind is literally blowing your car sideways on the road, you find Jesus real quick. You know, I talk all this smack
hands
about
folded praying,
how I'm an atheist or at the very least agnostic.
Right.
I found Jesus. I'm like, Jesus, this guy.
Tears coming out.
Maybe she was right. I'm gonna die, not even because of corrections. You know, maybe she was very religious.
She
maybe
knew.
She had the power
she
of
did
God
this.
on her side.
She did this to me.
The wind was... My car was literally being blown sideways while I'm driving because the water had put a thin layer between the actual tire and the road.
Right, then you're hydroplaning. And...
I was hydroplaning sideways because the wind was blowing. The wind was that strong. It was such a crazy... Then I get to do the physical. Now, of course, they give you a breakdown of how it was. It was even easier than I thought. Now, mind you, I was in the academy a couple months later. That time in my life, I was 290 pounds. You know, and, you know, they have you
Would you have to do? Walk a mile?
Fast.
Climb up a ladder?
Yeah, no, it's a couple things in a row. You have to...
just climb up this ladder real quick.
There's like a 120-pound dummy that you're supposed to drag across the floor, like 100 feet.
Yeah.
Climb the ladder. Do this thing where you're like, you step up on a step 1 foot at a time and then step back down, like step aerobics.
Okay.
You do that for like a minute and a half. And then the last one, which I thought was the funniest, is there's like this vice that you have to use your hands and hold together. And it's supposed to represent like you holding a cell door closed.
Okay.
Like if you have like a crazy
somebody
inmate trying to open a cell and
so
you gotta...
Yeah,
and it's pounds of pressure, but it was really nothing. It looked like a big, what they call those hedge clippers.
Okay.
Like the handles, and you have to but the handles had a spring in it, so you had to keep it together. And it was such a joke of a physical.
Way to go, New York State.
So yeah, even
representing.
Shit. I became a correctional officer at 290 pounds, the physical restrictions weren't even that bad. And then going to the academy. Now,
shit got real.
Of course, being a correction officer, there were guys in my class who were ex-military.
Right.
Ex-Marines and stuff like that. So, these guys,
eat
the academy
shit
to
like
them...
you for breakfast.
You eat shit for breakfast?
No.
To those guys, the academy was a joke.
Right.
To a fat boy from New York City...
I was serious.
You know, doing laps around the academy building, I was exhausted. And I had this real scumbag drill instructor. And now, luckily, I wasn't the fattest guy.
Okay. That's the worst. Let's pick on you.
I was third fattest.
All right.
And my drill instructor picked on me so much. And just the other day, I was watching videos on YouTube. And let me tell you, we do have a young audience. Mm-hmm. And just for anybody who's considering going into the military. Now, don't get me wrong, I support our troops. It is the right thing. I mean, I have a cousin that passed away in Iraq. They have unedited video on YouTube of guys, like, the minute you get into the recruiting place. Like, they have, like, the bus, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning.
They're allowed to do that?
I'm surprised. It blew my mind.
I must not know that that's up or something.
Well, the site that was hosting it, the site, like, the little logo in the corner was Live Leaks, which they're like an internet group that, they're for freedom of information. Okay. And really, it's not really like a showing too much. And that's like, okay, this is how we kill a man with a pinky finger. But
so we're going to set up a bomb.
It's the first... Now, mind you, these guys are in a school bus.
Right.
Being
shipped out.
It's before the sun has come up, and you just okay, everybody, come over here, face this way. And there's like little silhouettes on the floor where you're supposed to put your feet. Yeah. Okay, everybody, if you have your information, lift your hand, raise your hand, and hoorah, everybody, and it's just screaming. When you talk to me, you will scream at the top of your voice. I am not your mom. I am not your dad. When I talk to you, you will scream. And
it's the whole breakdown build up.
Oh, it's such a...
See, I would get too. I'd be like, oh, it's too chaotic. Like I wouldn't know who to focus on. I'd be standing there bewildered. They'd hate me. Okay, they would hate me.
It was. Now,
I'm like, huh?
Course, what I went through in the academy is nothing like real military.
Right.
But when you're someone that's not disciplined at all. Yeah,
that's military to you.
Go into the military.
That's military enough.
And I was in... Now, the cool thing was they had us 4 to a room. Right?
Ooh.
2 bunk beds. The 3 other guys in my room washed out the second day.
Really? So you had your own room?
Gone. So for that, every week they moved us around to different rooms.
Oh, okay.
But for the first week, I had the room to myself. It was beautiful. Because when you get to the academy, you have to hem your pants, get all your study stuff into order. You have to do all this stuff. Now, when you're doing that, you have to do that with 4 other guys that are doing it. And you could trip over each other. So I actually had a luxury the first week that these guys washed out. Because... You're
probably like studying naked, farting in bed. And I had to worry about nothing.
Here's the funny thing is...
Shot it.
You have to have your room in a certain way.
Right.
You have to have your brush here, your toothbrush here, your deodorant here. And there was a place for your shampoo. OCD. Now... I shaved my head for the academy. I still had to have a bottle there for shampoo. I shaved my head because I said, I'm already fat. I don't want to give these guys another reason. And there were guys who showed up the first day of the academy like with mullets and shit. It's New York State. So these good old boys.
Get the upstaters coming down.
Yeah. I shaved my mustache, my beard. One guy came like with a freaking grizzly man beard. Like, what were you expecting?
Yeah, right. Like, they were just going to let you have that.
Yeah,
you're just going to keep
very
that?
Military. Now, so like our first day at the academy, you have to show up in a suit and tie, a dress jacket and a tie. So we're waiting online, and now they tell you sign in, and they say, okay, go stand over there. Now it's a hallway, and so the guy behind me was like leaning on the wall, and so the drill instructor comes
already
up,
see his weakness,
and so the drill instructor comes up, and first he's like, hey, how you doing? And the guy, hey, what's up? How dare you talk to me like that? Get off that wall! Stand at attention! You will say sir every time you address me! Oh my god. And thank goodness I wasn't moving on the wall. But you
were thinking about it?
When you're standing there and someone's screaming at someone behind you, like your first instinct is to look, and I looked, and once I realized what was going on, I'm like, don't
turn around! No eye contact. A friend of mine, he's was in the Marines, so he graduated, and it's in North Carolina. Yeah,
North
That's
Carolina.
There.
The
big Marine one.
I think they have 1 or 2 other places. But
but that's the
99% go to Paris Island.
So they're there. It's graduation of boot camp. Yeah, hoorah! So the parents went, and they're in their suit, whatever, their uniform. Yeah, whatever it is. And the kid's talking to his parents like, oh, this is what we've been through. And the sergeant comes over and is talking to the parents nicely and talking to the kid. And the kid had, whatever pocket is on, the left chest here. I don't know what the hell they would even call it. Something wasn't right with whatever, dress-wise. It just wasn't how it was supposed to be. So the guy's talking, just looks at the kid, the soldier, I don't know, Marine, rips off the pocket and hands it to him and just says, good day, and leaves. Didn't yell, nothing, just went over there
She's like, I'm not going to yell at you in front of your family, but
here you go. I'm going to ruin your uniform.
I'm going to have your ass the minute they're out of earshot.
I guess, that's the last time you'll make that mistake. You'll learn real quick. That's it.
Yeah,
just rip it off.
There's a girl I grew up with. Her name was Becky.
Hey, Becky.
Hey, Becky. And she was my downstairs neighbor. And I always saw her as a sister. I never saw her as anything else. And actually, for a little while, she dated my best friend. And like I said, we grew up together. She was 2 years older than me. And we went to the same high school. The coolest thing was when I started high school, she actually brought me in before,
school?
Before I went there, and introduced me to her friends.
Oh, so you were like big man on campus.
Yeah, it was good, because when you start a new school, it's
nerve-wracking.
It's nerve-wracking. And I already kind of knew a couple of people, so I was straight.
Hey, that's you going down the hall. Hey.
She had always had a little meat on her bones, you know what I'm saying? She was a good looking.
Healthy.
Healthy, yeah. And, and once again, I never really looked at her like that. She always seemed like a sister to me. So she joined the Marines after high school. And once again, she had dated my best friend. When she got back, she was cut. Yeah. And I mean cut, literally. And
G.I. Jane.
Yeah, it was so fun. Now, I was hanging out with her, and we saw my best friend in the street.
That she used to date?
And I guess she kind of wanted to rub it in his face, I look good now.
Look at me now.
She dropped her pants in the street. Now, mind you, she was wearing it might have been boxer briefs. She was wearing some sort, it wasn't just her panties. Yeah. But just what? Look at me now, kind of a deal. And that was
Where'd it go, girl?
Now, even though the guy she's kind of just sticking his face was my best friend, it was just so funny. And not for nothing, I never looked at her that way, but when she came back, I was like,
I guess she dropped her drawers.
And we were hanging out because actually she needed me to take her to, there's a military base in Brooklyn. There's a... And
whatever it's called, I know what you're talking about.
She needed a ride there. Now, mind you, this was way before 9/11. I would say it was probably 98, 99, or 98, 97, whatever. She had done her time in Paris Island. She went over to Okinawa, Japan. Okay. And so so I had to take her to the base. Well, she asked me, could you do me a favor, give me a ride to the base? And holy shit, they searched my car.
Oh, yeah?
They asked me for the license, my registration. They walked around.
Next time, make that bitch walk.
It's like I said, she's like a sister to me. But, they checked under my car with that long mirror.
The mirror, yeah.
I can only imagine how it was after 9/11.
Oh, yeah.
This was way before 9/11.
Did they have dogs, or?
If they have dogs, I didn't see them. But,
probably now they do.
Yeah, I can only imagine. But I mean, they made me pop my trunk, they checked my back seat. I understand and respect it's the military. New York City, anybody from the fucking world could be in a car trying to get on base. But I'm just saying, it was such an intense. I just get
especially if you didn't even expect it.
Yeah, I'm all goofy, and all right, sir, your license and registration. I'm like,
get your ass out of the car, sir.
Yeah, and they told me, get out of the car. We're going to search the car. Is there anything you want to tell me before I search the car? Anything, and the whole list, knives, explosives, anything, weapons, nunchucks, like they said, anything that could be
used as a
classified as a weapon. Yeah.
That's like going into Canada now. They're like that.
No, it's no sir, no sir, no sir, no sir.
Maybe.
Like I said, and they searched the hell out of my car. Yeah. And I'm like, maybe it's because I was a civilian. I don't have that sticker because most military vehicles have that it's right over the registration.
That says whatever they are.
Maybe because I was quote unquote a civilian, they checked the shit out. And I guess thank goodness,
Cavity search.
Luckily it wasn't that bad. And
now they do. After 9/11.
So and she was always girly girl. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she loved Muppet movies and saying she was a girl.
Yeah.
She went to Okinawa, Japan, fixing Jeeps.
Wow.
She can fix cars now because of her
Did she learn that in the military?
She learned that
not through her dad or something?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. No, she did it. That's all. I mean, her father seemed handy, but it's not the kind of guy that
not like she was raised with that.
We're driving, and she goes, I could probably fix your... Not that there was anything wrong with my car, but she goes, I could fix engines and I could fix cars.
Wow.
And then, basically...
I wonder how she got into that.
just part of the training of her being in Okinawa. And with that being said, you know, our military, and once again, this was way before we were involved in any wars, she was like, we have no supplies. She goes, so these engines, now the engines on these Jeeps and stuff like that are like the super old-fashioned diesel, like, you can fix it with spare parts. It's not all, well, I'm pretty sure more sophisticated stuff, but she's working on Jeeps at, like, the same engine from, like, the 1960s. Yeah. Like, these Jeeps have been on the road for a long fucking time. And so, like, I just thought that's badass, you know what I'm saying? Like, she could work on cars, she came back looking slim and trim, you know. And then
she's an American badass.
Take another shot. She had a boy, and then she had a girl. Her daughter is her spitting image.
Really?
But her daughter is in Girl Scouts, and she's like a den mother.
Oh,
and I'm like, imagine having a Marine den mother in the Girl Scouts.
Those Girl Scouts are whipped into shape.
All right, ladies, line up right now. Where are your cookies? Where are your cookies?
You're all gonna sell this much this weekend. They're like the leader of the pack. Like, they were selling so many cookies on the weekend. They're terrified of the den mother. Oh my lord. Poor kids.
You know, I hope she's not having any Terrorist Island flashbacks on these poor girls.
It's good disability for the kids. They need that structure. Oh my god. We're gonna see on the news. Den mother.
I'm saying now
den mother treats
organized.
Girl Scouts like little soldiers.
Yeah,
they're gonna be
you better have your fucking uniform in order.
It's America's secret weapon. The Girl Scouts.
Your sash with all the patches.
Cuts the patch in half if you don't get it. You'll never get it. Way to go, Becky.
Yeah.
Whip them in shape, Becky.
Shout out, much love. Like I said, I grew up with her like a sister to me. And just the fact that she helped me out in high school.
Right.
And then when she came back, and it was after I was in high school, after I left, we went back to the same school just to visit all our teachers.
Hey.
Now, is it just me? You spent 4 years praying for the day you got out.
Right, and then you want to go back.
And then we were like, I went back once before she came back, and I went with like my best friend in high school. And it's so weird when it's that
when you go back,
when you're in school, you just want to get out. You say, right, I see the teacher in the street, I'm going to punch him in the face, and then you get out.
I want to go back to this day. I would love to go back to high school if I had a do-over. It was so much fun.
Well, but I'm saying now that you're older, and you don't have the stresses of being a student.
You have to be there.
I actually went. Now there was one teacher I tortured. I absolutely tortured.
And did they remember you? Because I find that they remembered me, and I was like, really? It's been a few years.
He remembered my ass. And I said, and I actually sat in half the class, and he was like my physics teacher. And I said, his name was Mr. Shabbat. And,
beautiful.
Shabbat, like Jewish for Sabbath. And now, mind you, my best friend was Jewish in high school, so he gave me a lot of ammunition.
Things to say.
And so I said, Mr. Shabbat. I said, now that I'm here, I said, you know what? Now that I'm a little older and a little more mature, I apologize for all the stuff I pushed. He goes, no, I understand. It's a process. He goes, teachers get used to students being assholes, you know. And he goes, just, when you have kids, tell them don't be assholes to the teachers.
Let's not keep the trend going.
Now, speaking of school, have you seen the video online about the soccer match where the parents are fighting?
Where was that? Was that
It was in Greece.
At the Cobra tournament?
I don't know.
Because that's where I was this weekend, but they had... I don't know where it was at, but my dad told me about it, so I never got to see it.
It's on YouTube. It's big on YouTube.
So, okay, because
what the hell
they had like 4 different locations for the tournament. That's how big it was. So I don't even know if it was where I was.
What the hell is going on?
I'm going to look up.
Kids cursing out that woman on the bus.
I know. Greece, we're going to hell.
I thought it was supposed to be this
Get our shit together.
Suburban. I mean, there's soccer. You got adults on school buses.
Where I was, we had a great time.
Greece was going to hell.
But there was like 4 other locations where the tournament was going on. So I'm wondering if it was at another one of those because
you coach girls.
Right.
Soccer?
I was the under 11 and where we were, I mean, I didn't see that happen. I would think I would know.
It's all over YouTube right now.
So I'm wondering if it's at one of the other places and I wasn't there, which I hope I'm like in the background of it, like not knowing what's happening.
No, everyone
what's
seems
it under,
to be getting
Greece?
involved.
Soccer?
Parents, soccer, fight. You may want to put Rochester, New York. Oh, no, Greece, New York. It was definitely in Greece.
Yeah, because this weekend was the tournament.
What do both these videos have in common is they're
town.
both cell phone videos.
Oh, okay.
So it's supposed to be this nice suburban area where you are allegedly from.
I am from, I'm allegedly.
Well, you are? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't see fucking drama like this.
I know. You guys don't have grass.
And the freaking suburban upstate New York, you got
Is
kids
it little
cursing
kid?
out.
No, I thought it's like 17-year-old.
It might have. I'm pretty sure it should be soccer, Grease, parent fight.
Okay.
Because it wasn't even the kids. It was the parents.
Right, that's what I heard. The parents were fighting. Soccer.
What the hell is going on?
I don't. We're passionate people. I don't know. And it's such like a nice. Like when I was growing up, I played for this Grease team. I don't know. I don't recall any of this ever happening. Like, yeah, you know, like during the game, parents would yell. That would be the extent of it. None of this other craziness was going on.
Losing their goddamn
Soccer, Grease. What am I doing? Parents fight?
Soccer, Grease, parents fight. It should be under that. Has to be. I saw it on the news. I haven't really seen it.
Yeah, I heard it was on the news yesterday,
but
I
news
never...
saying the video has gone viral.
I wonder if they took it down.
The same way, like, those kids cursing out that old lady went
that
viral.
Just went viral.
Now, mind you, that's all up here
Grease
in
and Attica parents? Looks like that's it.
Yeah.
Sunday, where was this? Greasy Cliff, Grease Western Attica. Of course it's Attica.
Those longer, thin pictures, like someone holding the camera, not landscape, portrait. If that helps.
Please say it all started with two dads after the game. So I'm just watching. It's the news. The newswoman.
And I remember, like...
I mean...
I never played Little League, but all my
friends... This must be at the tournament I was at, but at a different location.
So there were 4 different locations?
Yes, they have 4 different spots.
Parents are losing their goddamn minds.
These people are nuts. I mean, what are you fighting over?
This is an upstate New York suburb.
We're passionate.
Where this shit is going on.
We are passionate people.
Yeah, passionate, cursing out old ladies on the bus.
Yeah. All right, Grease, New York. We need to get together. Let's have a town meeting.
Check, man.
We're gonna have a town meeting, and let's get our shit together, okay?
This shit's embarrassing.
Yeah, that's real embarrassing. And kids weren't even they were 17 years old. Like, what are you fighting over? What?
I mean,
what?
Like I said, I was never in Little League, but all my friends were, so I would go and watch the game. And you see these parents just
nuts.
Goddamn
the worst was hockey dads. And even then, they didn't touch each other, but it would get real rowdy. And that's because they were drinking, Oh, okay. The beer was accessible right there. But I've never seen them fight, but I've heard them where it's like, oh my god, here we go. But I don't know what's going on. Soccer. What are you fighting over? Somebody tricked your kid?
Oh, did you see that video?
What?
No, it's
the same game?
No, it's not. I don't know where this took place.
What did Grease do now?
It was a kids' hockey game.
Oh, okay.
And so it was after the game, and they do that thing where all the kids come and shake hands, and they come in different directions. So all the kids went first. Then behind the kids were the coaches of the team. The coach kicked the skate out from under a kid, and then he pointed at the kid. That guy got arrested for assault.
Wow.
He kicked the skate up. What?
I mean, what kind of a man are you?
Exactly. I understand.
Was this in Greece? That's what we should have a segment. What did Greece do now?
I don't think this was in Greece, but it wasn't in news, and it was caught on video. And
what an idiot!
But yeah, it was a hockey, and it was the coach. It wasn't even the dad. I can understand a dad being passionate. As a coach, you have to have a certain level.
Get a grip on your life, man. Yeah.
These kids are looking to you as a role model,
and you're over there tripping and laughing at
a kid.
Right.
He kicked the skate.
So he went down.
The kid fell, hit his face, and the guy got arrested for assault.
How old was the kid? Young?
I would say the kid couldn't be no older than 12 or 13.
What are you gonna do next? Body slam him?
They're crazy.
They're nuts. The thing is kids are crazy enough, but if it doesn't get solved as a kid, they grow up to be a crazy adult. We need to nip it in the bud early, people.
I'm gonna be I want Raven to be a performer. Am I gonna be am I gonna be sitting
pushing them off the stage,
in the dressing room?
Yeah.
Not the when they have kids going for auditions and all the parents are there. Am I gonna be there
do better than you see her? You be better than her.
Slipping Epicac and other kids.
The go-go juice. The go-go juice is just slurping down Red Bull
sabotaging the other kids.
What?
Hitting a kid in the knee with like
what did Grease do now? That's going to be the headline.
Walking around with like a lead pipe hitting little kids in the knees.
Was it me? What?
So Raven can get the park.
Raven's always like the only last one standing somehow.
Mysterious.
What?
Little Jade is gonna little Jade's gonna go down the steps in a second.
Wasn't me. What? Give him like cough syrup.
It was a large man with a goatee and long hair. What are you talking about?
What? I just got here. Wasn't me, alright?
Crazy.
Yeah. Grease is out of control. We're gonna have a town meeting. I'm gonna be in charge. Get Becky here. She'll straighten their asses out. Come on, Becky. We need you.
I don't know. Is she involved in some sort of sports? I don't know. And that's the one thing.
She probably got kicked out or something. She did the same thing. It just wasn't caught on tape.
That's the one thing, about Take a Shot, I guess. I'm going to talk about Lower East Side.
Take a shot.
We live down by the East, or I grew up down by the East River.
Yeah.
And they have like 6 baseball parks.
Okay, yeah.
Which, back in the day, they were a little beat up. Now, they are freaking gorgeous. Like, now, mind you, the kids I grew up with, and myself included, we had no money. Mm-hmm. Like, it's city parks.
Yeah.
City, and, thank God for all
for that,
all my immediate friends, there are no real drug addicts, now, trust me, I grew up with people that I knew that are in jail, who do drugs, and, but my immediate circle of friends, are all well-adjusted. I'm the fuck-up of the group, you know what I'm saying?
Way to go, and I'm hanging out with you.
Doing well, well-adjusted, and I do have to say that I think part of that was due to the,
there's something to do.
Yeah, that these kids, and, for the people who give their time, it was funny that, like, once again, my best friend, his father was a coach. Then, the moment my kid was old enough not to be in the little league, he left them. He's like, fuck this shit. And
gets old after a while.
Yeah, and I guess, not to sound selfish, I'd be the same way, God bless you for volunteering your time for these kids.
But after so long.
Because, let's just say, like, Raven was on a soccer team.
Right.
Yeah, I'd be there and help out. I don't know jack about soccer.
Right.
But I would be the assistant. I'd be the equipment guy.
Whatever you need me to do, I'll do it.
I'll carry the bags in the back of my car. But, once Raven got too old? Alright, see ya. Have a nice day.
It's like you've done it now for this long, and...
Yeah.
What more are you gonna do?
And I would like Raven. I don't know, I wanted to do everything. I wanted to take music lessons.
She's gonna be the singer, the dancer, the backup dancer.
I'll put her in soccer, because her mom was into soccer when she was a kid, so, I'll put her in soccer. I don't know. I don't know. But then again, I'm so goddamn busy.
Drop her off at the field. Yeah. See you later, Raven. Be back later.
I'm unemployed. And one of the greatest things about being unemployed is being here to watch my daughter being raised. And, like, I guess once she starts preschool, then
you're gonna be bored.
I can go back to, like, thinking about getting a real job, which basically means I got another 2 years.
Yeah.
I gotta eke something out for the next 2 years so I can be there for my daughter. Because had I had my old job, I wouldn't be there for her.
Right.
What I'm saying is just...
She'd be raising herself.
And let me tell you, this is in my notes, and I'm pretty sure I said this in the past. Android phones. Mm-hmm. And you've seen it. You're my witness.
Oh, Raven with the phone?
Raven knows how to use Android
genius.
phones.
It's crazy.
She calls people. My mother called my phone about 2-3 weeks ago. Raven picked up.
Yeah, hello. And then she does goodbye. Hangs up on your mother.
Now, that's the funny thing.
I'm over this. See ya.
My mom will call the phone to talk to her granddaughter. And Raven wants to get back to watching videos.
Right, I'm busy. She can't be
bothered. She hangs up the phone like, alright, she doesn't talk, but alright, and then she hangs
goodbye,
up the phone.
and then you just hear like,
she hangs
and
up
it's
the
done.
goddamn phone. I'm like, Grandma's gonna fucking disown you. Grandma's gonna take you out of the will.
She does, she gets like Netflix up, she gets, Angry Birds.
I had put the Netflix, now she plays around with like all the apps.
Right.
I put the Netflix app on my phone because I have Netflix on my PlayStation. And she knows, she'll hand me the controller and say,
Gabba,
yo, she calls yo, Gabba, Gabba, yo.
It's time to go!
Yo, it's time to go! So she hands me the controller and says, yo, Now, I don't even have
Really, she's like, yo, bitch, put it on. And you're thinking, oh, she wants yo, gabba, gabba.
Now, with my phone, she knows the Netflix app.
What if she knew, like, a password? She's like...
And she brings up... The only thing is, every now and then, she won't pay attention, and she'll click on something else.
Yeah.
Like, it'll start playing, like, Scrubs or something like that. And then she gets pissed off, and she brings the phone right to me, and she goes, yo!
Yo! Like, what happened to my show?
And if I have... Only when I'm at home, when I could turn the Wi-Fi, because I'm not putting the data for this.
Right.
But, sometimes the Wi-Fi will be off. For the most part, I don't want my battery to drain. She'll hand me the phone, like, you know
Wi-Fi!
how to turn it on. You know what you gotta do.
Wi-Fi is her next word. She does, this is how vain she is. She's just like you. Sometimes she'll show, like, the video... Put on the videos that you have of her and just watch herself.
Yeah, of course, me being the goofy dad that I am, I have a bunch of videos of her on my phone. She
just gonna watch. I'm just gonna watch myself
over and over.
Look how crazy I am. Look at me.
Look at me
I'm
dance.
So crazy. I cannot believe I did that the other day.
And I actually have a couple of podcasts. Oddly enough, none of ours. But I have other podcasts on my phone, just when I was playing around with downloading and stuff like that.
Oh, she's put those on, I've heard her.
So she plays them. Now, I like these podcasts, but when you hear the same shit over and over and over...
Damn it, Raven!
Like, I haven't gotten around to just deleting the goddamn things. But, much props to the people who develop these Android, because she can't talk. She turns 2 in a month.
And she can do...
And she's been messing with that phone for the last 8 months, easily.
I'm saying, when these kids are older, because right now they've already gotten rid of cursive. They're not even teaching that to kids anymore. Mm-mm. Which, my whole thing is, I don't get, how are they gonna, have a signature? Sign things. True. Yeah. So I don't know how that's coming to play. But I know they've gotten rid of that in school. But
Jackie likes
that's what I'm saying. Like, now they're gonna have, I feel like when Raven's in school, they're gonna have, everybody has an iPad.
Yeah,
and they're just gonna go off of that.
Yeah, you're gonna have...
They're not even gonna know how to write.
Are gonna have to, like, either straight up buy an iPad, or, like, rent one from the school.
Yeah. It's gonna be like books, like how you had to buy books.
Instead of carrying... Well, then again, that's kind of good. Instead of carrying...
Yeah, but they're not gonna know how to write. I feel like writing's gonna be completely gone. Off the map.
Your homework's going to be done on email.
Yeah.
And then email it to the teacher.
They're all going to have carpal tunnel, 5th grade. Oh, Lord. Arthritis. Arthritic fingers.
At ps12.org. .edu.
.edu.gov. They're all just going to have, like, these hand arthritic problems.
They're going to have the George Jetson disease. Remember, George Jetson always had problems with his fingers to push the button. And... for all intents and purposes, that's no different than carpal tunnel syndrome.
This is it. Our kids are going to be messed up.
They're going to have all cramped in their hands. They're going to have, like, claws by the time they're 80.
I'm going to say, when I was a kid, my hand used to cramp writing an essay. And that's, like, so old to them. Like, well...
In my day...
Well, my iPad didn't work today.
In my day, we only got 8 hours of battery life time. Then we had to go home and charge it up as soon as we got home.
In my day, we had antennas on our phone.
It wasn't this fold-up, they're one of the future phones. It's like plastic, like almost like roll-up plastic.
Okay.
So you could put it in your pocket almost. And it's supposed to function. It's a touch screen.
It just rolls up.
It's just a roll-up piece of plastic. Now, mind you, 40 years ago, people wouldn't think we're walking around with cell phones. Now there's freaking 8-year-olds with cell phones. So,
and who are they calling?
Yeah.
What are they talking about, is what I want to know.
Well, everything is, when I used to work in Radio Shack, is the text messages.
Right.
And the kids would tell me. The kids, I don't care about the minutes. And,
right. Unlimited, please. What are you texting?
Well, I don't know if it changed now. It was Virgin. It had unlimited texting.
Oh, okay.
And they had, you get 300 minutes in unlimited texting, and I think it was $25 or $30 a month. And that's kind of understandable.
Yeah.
And the kids are like, and the kids were looking at me like, who am I going to talk to? Why am I going to talk on the phone? Everything is text.
Yeah.
So they're texting all the time.
What are they talking about?
I don't know. Kids are... Whatever.
What is going on in their lives?
And I had seen the funny video where it's not a video, excuse me, it was a picture, one of those motivational pictures.
Yeah.
And it says, why worry about the zombie apocalypse? It's already happening.
Oh, yeah.
And you see 20 kids
in a row
all standing out at the bus stop.
on their phones.
On their phones. Everyone of them has their head down looking at the phone.
It's so
it's bad. Like they're already zombies. So
it's real bad.
Why worry about fake zombies in a movie?
Or when like they're crossing the street and the head's down, it's like, pick your head up. You're going across the street. Give yourself 30 seconds. Okay, when you get to the sidewalk, you can finish the text. I mean,
I can only imagine in the next couple of years when all those kids are driving.
Right. They're already addicted to it now.
You could be the best driver, like we said in the other episode, you could be the best driver on the road. It's the other fucking people you gotta worry about.
Yeah.
That's dangerous and scary.
I mean, they're already addicted to it now, and then wait till they're behind the wheel. That phone goes off.
I mean, like on my phone, I have voice recognition.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I think I mentioned that in the other episode. For Android phones, it's called V-Lingo.
Okay.
Or Vlingo. And
Vlingo.
It lets you... I mean, I think Android phones do it by itself, but V-Lingo is its own app, which I think goes on top of Android's. Well, my phone, V-Lingo was a pre-installed app that you can talk your text messages to.
Okay.
And it's pretty...
Is it pretty accurate?
Pretty accurate. The only time it really fouls up is when you have, like, a proper noun.
Okay.
Like, you know, you're saying, I'm going to Wegmans, you know, things, you know.
What is
Wegmans up here is a big, grocery store.
The best grocery store in the world.
And it says, you know, I'm going to Texas or something. Like, you know, like, it you know, because it doesn't know Wegmans, and you get so lazy, like, oh shit, I gotta type
I'm not going to Texas. Don't panic.
I think I'm going to Texas. I ain't typing out.
I'm not typing Wegmans.
But actually, you could also train the phone to learn.
You could probably put it
Wegmans.
in there, right?
So it's
Save
like,
it or
it's
something.
crazy, the technology, and this stuff sits in your pocket.
It's a little computer in your pocket. Is all it is with a phone.
GPS, and they can track you. And I have an app on for those who want to steal my phone. I do have an app on my phone where one, it could track where it is.
Right. Yeah, I've had
that. And then I could also.
So go ahead, steal it, bitches. Steal it.
Once I put in a password, I could wipe all the information off.
Yeah.
So if it gets stolen, hey, it's gonna be useless. Unless, you know, you go and turn it on or something.
Right. Steal it. I dare you. Bring it.
Steal it. You're not gonna see me in my naked pictures.
Ew, Chris. or are we?
Or are we?
Is there a video lingering?
www.doublejack.us so you can see pictures of me. No. That site is unregulated. I can do whatever the fuck I want on that site.
Do the fans want to see it? Vote on our Facebook page.
Say, call it 3 strangers.
Well, it's gonna be like, you gotta count the 2 little guys. So there's 3, 4, we got 5 strangers.
They're not little guys.
Yeah, sorry, salt potatoes.
I'm getting, my goatee has so many gray hairs in it.
Yeah, Chris, what's the matter? It makes you look distinguished.
I found a gray hair on my mustache, now I'm starting to get old.
It's that distinguished look.
Gray hair in my chest hair.
Tell me more.
Oh, I'm getting old.
It's better than red hair. Could be worse.
Hey, I have a little bit. My grandfather...
You're not like a full-blown ginger.
I know, I'm not a ginger, but I have tinges of
there's that little, that auburn. That's how my brother is. He has brown hair, and then, like, his beard will be like auburn.
Yeah, it's... My grandfather, for being a Puerto Rican, had red hair.
You guys got some...
Yeah. We literally come in every color.
You guys got some mixture in there.
So, luckily for my grandfather growing up, my grandfather worked for Con Edison for like 40 years. And I don't know if other people in other states would know. It's like the...
It's like RG&E, like...
Up here it's RG&E. It's the electric company.
Electric company, the major electric company.
My grandfather worked for Con Edison for 45 years. Now, mind you, way back in the day...
That's huge.
People were not they were not kinds of Puerto Ricans,
No.
And especially, after World War II, there was a big influx of Puerto Ricans to New York City. But luckily, since my grandfather had red hair, everybody thought he was Irish.
Wow.
And like me, I'm a light skin. I get that from my grandfather. Everyone just thought he was Irish. No, he's fucking Puerto Rican.
What was his last name?
Cologne. And they never
really questioned it.
Cologne can also go for Italian.
It's not that
Spanish.
Yeah, it's not like that straight Puerto Rican name.
Rodriguez and
exactly. There's no Z in it.
Which I mean, nowadays
that's cool. You got a break,
matter, but back then, you
got a break. That's cool.
Digging under New York City, and when you really think about under New York City,
there's a huge network of everything.
Wires.
It's a whole nother city.
And cables, and I mean, of course, this is before cable, but I mean, electricity wires, sewer lines, water lines. And my grandfather, he was the way I understood it, the way it was described to me was that like guys would show up with like blueprints to like show you what's under the ground, and my grandfather would be halfway done with the job anyway. Because like,
he's like, okay,
he already knew the measurements. He already knew how far he could dig, and of course, could have easily made a mistake, but like, he was so. I guess that's why I'm good with my hands. Like he was like
that.
Yeah, he would get the job done. Like, they would go and get the blueprints and,
Like, thanks.
like,
thanks for showing up, guys.
Yeah, I'm already halfway done.
A friend of mine used to work in the tunnels there, I don't really know what they do. But, like, construction, they would be in the tunnels. And he found a rat the size of a cat down there. It's so disgusting.
Rats are
I was
very
appalled.
scary in New York.
I mean, just think about that. Like, a cat.
Because we would...
A rat!
I saw most of my rats down in the subway.
Yeah, I've seen, like, rats, but nothing to that extent.
I've seen ones bigger than kittens. I wouldn't say as big as a cat, but bigger than kittens.
No, I've seen, like, the regular size rats, like, down in the subway. They're so nasty.
There was a great...
They know how to creep you out.
On 6th Avenue, this is the main intersection of Manhattan.
Something funny?
What's that?
This is a little creepy. Death Valley has the record for being hot. It has holds the record for 134 degrees.
134 degrees. My father had cousins that lived out in Death Valley, and when I was a kid, we drove out to California, and we were driving literally for hours. And the only thing, they had like these tanks of water where they tell you this water is strictly for the cooler, what they call that? Oh my god, I'm a man, I should know this.
The air conditioner? Yeah, I don't know, AC.
Where you put the coolant in your car? Because you could put...
not the radiator, but is it the radiator?
Well,
but whatever.
You know what I'm talking about. Well,
As Becky.
You put coolant in there. Yeah, she would know. You put coolant, but you could also put half water, half coolant. Yeah. So that water was strictly for, and they said, do not drink this water. This is strictly for your car so it doesn't overheat. So we were driving for hours and hours. We finally get to my father's cousin's house, middle of nowhere. We went to go visit, my father has cousins everywhere, Puerto Ricans, so we come in every color. So we go to the house. Now, I loved it because my father's cousin, my second cousin, whoever he was, since they lived out in the middle of nowhere, and I guess my father's cousin felt bad, my second cousin had pretty much, at that time, like every Star Wars figure.
Ooh, Chris was in heaven.
I was so much...
Boner!
So even though he was in the middle of nowhere, I guess they said, look, I'll spoil you since we're in the middle of nowhere. So he had all the Star Wars toys. Now, when you got back to your car, the big thing was always check under your car, because the car is warm.
Okay.
And when the sun goes down, the car stays warm, because metal stays warm. And rattlesnakes go under the car for the heat. Like when you see like lizards that go on rocks and stuff like that. So if it's cold at night, they go where the heat is, even though they're cold-blooded. So every time you go to the car, you had to
check under there.
Because,
don't leave your window down.
Because if you're walking towards the car, they could get startled by your feet and attack. So that was,
Did you guys see any?
No, luckily, you heard them. You heard them.
The little rattle? Oh,
and my brother,
so gross.
My brother had the most wickedest accident on an ATV, the four-wheeler. Yeah. Like my brother fell like backwards.
Oh, wow.
He was jumping like a
sand dune or something.
And
it flipped?
It flipped and landed on my brother. Luckily, mind you, we're in the middle of nowhere.
Took hours to get there.
My brother's an asshole, but for my mother's sake, thank God my brother wasn't, because there was a big dent in the sand. Right. I guess luckily the sand,
it was on sand, not hard ground.
Purpose, the sand was forgiving.
Yeah.
But my brother could have been killed.
Right.
Was that?
So what happened?
My brother jumped on like a lump of sand, but he had the back wheels going so fast that the four-wheeler went up in the air and then fell back down on him. So his back is on the ground with the four-wheeler on top of him.
So
he could have gotten really hurt. He could have broke his back. He could have broke his neck. He could have died. But luckily, I guess maybe because the sand was soft or whatever the case may be.
Right. If he was on like pavement, who knows?
Yeah. My brother always has the craziest.
How was he on sand?
They were in
we were out in the desert. We were out in Death Valley.
Oh.
And so that's, remember, I told in the other story, we were on the yacht. My mother's cousin sprayed the air horn in my brother's ear.
Oh, yeah.
So that's one story. Then there's the ATV story. You know,
what's
my brother
ATV?
That's the four-wheeler.
Well, what's a four-wheeler?
You know those things, they kind of look like a motorcycle, but they got four wheels?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so my brother was on one of those. One other time, we go to a trip, I believe it's, I want to say Pennsylvania, Jesus, I forgot exactly where it was. A water park called Wet n Wild.
Okay.
I think it's still there. I hope it's still there, because I had so much fun there growing up. We used to go there in the summertime when my parents were still married, we used to go there a lot. So my brother's going down a slide, bangs his ankle really, really hard. Yeah, my brother's always getting hurt on these trips. He's crying at Space Mountain. He's had an ATV. He has
like
air horn
stupid accidents. Yeah.
My brother hits his leg real hard. Like I think it dislocated his ankle.
Oh.
So they take him to the doctor. They check it out. Wouldn't you know it? On the same bone, whatever the tibia, fibia, whatever the one near his ankle.
Let's see. The little one is the fib. Tib is the big one.
I think
little fib would be the other.
Tibia on his ankle, there was a tumor growing.
Wow.
Yeah, so
got that.
My brother was lucky that he
hurt himself.
Hurt his ankle because when they did the X-rays, they're like, "There's something here we need to take a look at." And
was it cancerous or?
I don't think it was cancerous. I know my mother gets little tumors in her underarms.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunately it's so like routine for her. My mother's been in and out of surgery.
Some people it's just they're prone to those non-cancerous little things.
Yeah, so like I feel for lumps. You know what I'm saying? I
you should.
The testicular cancer, you know what I mean?
Feel your balls,
save your balls. Feel your balls.
So you don't get cancer.
I mean, my ankles, I wouldn't even know what to look for.
Right.
But I check my underarms all the time because I felt my mother's tumors. My mom was like, come here, feel this. And then
they're like little hard things, right?
Yeah, and then she goes, oh yeah, I'm going on Thursday to get it removed. Like, for her,
it must be like prone to it, yeah.
You know, and now my brother has to be careful because he obviously had one,
right.
Others can show up. What's up?
So, if he never got hurt...
If he never got hurt, it would have probably never known on his leg and probably would have messed up, his leg in over a long time. And who knows, they probably would have had to like, cut part of his leg or something. And my brother's a cop. You know?
He needs his leg.
Yeah, so...
NYPD! That's my shout out.
We're past the 1 hour mark.
No.
Yeah. I'll keep it quick.
But you forgot to tell your story. The story before I said, Death Valley holding the record.
Oh, no, the story was my brother flipping backwards on a four-wheeler. I don't
remember.
Whatever it is, I'll remember it, and I'll tell it on another show.
We'll retell it.
Yeah.
To be considered.
To pay the bills. Time to pay the bills!
Cha-ching!
Please visit www.doublejackpot.us where you'll find links.
$100,000.
I certainly hope so. Where you can purchase, originally the site was set up so you can purchase my book, Double Jackpot. $15 for a hard copy, $5 for a downloadable PDF. Also on the page, there's links to my eBay page where I'm selling comic books, heavy metal memorabilia, video games. All proceeds go to support this show. There are links to our Facebook page. You can find us at facebook.com/twostrangersonepodcast.
Like us on
share
Facebook.
Us with your friends. Hover over
comment
the like
on
button and say, show in newsfeed. Comment a lot, because unfortunately Facebook only shares us with 20% of the people that have liked our page. And the only way we're going to get that number up is if we can get a little more participation on the page. So please comment if you have an idea of something you want us to talk about.
A topic, a shout out.
Anything you want to pimp out, or, I don't mind giving you a shout out and redirecting people in your direction.
Just put it on the Facebook page.
Yeah, you can follow us on Twitter. There on the page is a link to our Twitter account. There's a link to our iTunes page, so you can subscribe to us. The only two ways you can definitely get every episode is subscribing to us on iTunes, and if you have an Android phone or a Kindle Fire, you can get the Stitcher app, STITCHER, and favorite us on Stitcher, or subscribe to us on iTunes. That's the one positive way you'll get every episode, or you could always keep coming back and check out our Facebook page. Like I said, you find the links to all our stuff on www.doublejackpot.us. We certainly hope you had as much fun listening to the show as we had making it. Thank you for listening to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kristyn.
Jackie, you want to say goodbye?
Bye.
See ya.
Don't be a stranger.
Have a podcast.
Bye.
All right, here we go, man. Go ahead. You want to read
Double Jackpot.
What is it?
It is a self-published book by Christopher Cologne.
Chris Cologne? Smells good to me.
But
Look at her. That broke that fucking cold little exterior. He's like, hee.
But it is spelled C-O-L-O-N.
Him punny.
But Double Jackpot is a book about a comic book artist, Eric, who is in a loveless relationship with a materialistic
I feel you, Eric.
Lynette.
Oh, fucking. Are you sure I didn't write this? Sounds hauntingly familiar.
He starts cheating on his girlfriend with a more creatively supportive woman, Nadia.
Well, I gotta meet her. Where's the Nadia?
There's your summer girlfriend.
Summer Nadia is Nadia.
Nadia?
Yeah, I think Nadia spelled with an A.
All right.
Both Lynette and Nadia play the double jackpot, the largest payout in lotto history, much like the recent Powerball. Both girls play his birth date as the winning numbers. Eric is now stuck between two of the country's richest women. Who will he choose? It's not that simple. This is a clever fucking idea,
Yeah,
man.
is.
Look at her, fucking. She's impressed.
I am.
She got some summer reading. Christopher Cologne smells real lovely with an original idea. This is. I've never heard this before.
I haven't either. This is a self-published book, much in the indie spirit as Kev's Clerks.
Oh, you don't even need to name check me. This is just a good idea. You could stand on your own, man. You don't even have to be like, hey, remember Clerks? This is nothing like that. This is way more original than Clerks. This is a good idea, man. Why didn't I think of this?
I need something to read. This book is part of the Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games Trilogy Book 2. Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, coming soon.
Right on, man. It's part of a trilogy. This is the first part.
Way to write, man.
He's seeking a literary agent. Motherfuckers, anybody out there? There ain't no literary agents listening to this show, I assure you, sure. Sure. I assure you, sure. But somebody know a literary agent? Hook a motherfucker up! Chris Cologne come up with an original idea. I should tell Raskin. That's a good fucking idea, to be honest with you. That's a fucking rom-com right there. Megan, get Raskin on the phone. Isn't it possible to get Raskin on the phone? No?
Yeah.
I want to run it past him, man. I want to, and if it happens, I get a taste, Chris Cologne. I get a whiff, if you will.
The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com.
That's lulu.com.
I understand that. I just want to spell it out.
Normally one says it, that spells it. Still, lulu.com. What is that? Do you know what it is?
I don't know. All right. The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com. Search for Double Jackpot Christopher Cologne. A paperback version of the book is $15 and a PDF file is only $5.
$5 is
Yeah.
insanely inexpensive. 15's not even that bad for a paperback version.
No.
This is $1 million idea right here. Like a movie about a dude who fucking is stuck between two chicks, both of who play his birthday and win the lottery. Come on! I can see that trailer. Chris Cologne is on to something. Nobody else can smell it but me.
I'll read it.
Thank you. I'm going to make that smelly joke.
I know. You're trying to get me to laugh again.
It worked once. Double Jackpot is a self-published book by Chris Cologne, man. It's the first book in his Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games trilogy. Book 2, Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, should be coming out soon. Get all the information at Chris Cologne, like a motherfucker.
I will totally read this.
Double Jackpot. I'm serious. I'm going to recommend that to fucking Raskin. How is that not a movie? You know what I'm saying? This could be a sexy movie. You could do an R-rated version. There could be nudie in it, and you could show them fucking both chicks. Maybe a little penetration. Maybe a butthole shot. No butthole, no care.
I would like to formally apologize to Christopher Cologne right now.
No, sex sells. Chris Cologne will appreciate that. He's like, thanks for throwing a few buttholes in there, man.
Don't forget to check out twostrangersonepodcast.net, your one-stop resource for everything show-related. You can find links to subscribe to us on iTunes or on Stitcher. You could also find links to buy my book, Double Jackpot, on twostrangersonepodcast.net.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.